Hey everyone, welcome to another General 0 Hour replay. This is Scottagorn on a replay from February 24th of 2021. We've got Excalibur, and the teams are Scottagorn, USA Super Weapon, dark blue. Skippy up here is China Vanilla. Rob is China Infantry. And over here, we've got Matt up on top, China Nuke. Across from Map is going to be pcap, another China Nuke. So we've got a China Nuke mirror match there up top. SS is going to be supporting pcap with GLA Demo. Next to him is Pancake, China Vanilla, and Neo, GLA Vanilla. So we've got a lot of Chinas on this map. A couple of China Nukes up top. Excalibur. There's going to be people meeting each other in the middle on these hills, going after these resources. Scottagorn's already sent the dozer to the middle, infantry to reinforce. First thing I'm building is that's Neo's tunnel network. I was trying to run over this worker and almost got there, but just got the building started. So I wasn't able to run the worker over, but I do believe I stop him before he finishes that tunnel network. Up here at top, pcap's got his dozers going against Matt's dozers. Matt is going for bunkers, whereas pcap is going to be building, or trying to build, Gatling cannons, but he's going to get this one completed, something tells me. So pcap brought his dozer all the way over across the middle over to Matt's side, and Matt created the barracks down in the valley, which means he was close enough to bring in those infantry. Pcap still secures the tent before Matt gets to it, so Matt is going to have to back up to his bunker there. Down on the bottom, Scottagorn has his fire base up, but Neo controls the middle right there, so he's going to gain a little ground by garrisoning that civilian building. And so he takes a little space away from Scottagorn. Over in the middle, Skippy has the middle, garrison right there, on that middle island. And that is coming from Rob. Rob has a Gatling cannon built, helping with defenses on that side. No defenses over for this left team except for what pcap is building up on the hill. So, built a Gatling tank to deal with these infantry, but can't get too close to that bunker still. He's not able to take this ground yet, but may be able to fend off those tank hunters, with his Gatling tank to protect his dozer while he completes the Gatling cannon. So he's able to take that much ground at least. Does lose the Gatling tank for it. Matt is capturing the oil. pcap hasn't captured his yet. Down the south side, Scottagorn did lose a dozer. I was trying to build a Patriot missile system to outrange that garrison, which I didn't need to do because this fire base can fire on it from where it's at, which I found out a little too late for that dozer, and Neo backs off a little bit. As for these oils, not captured yet. Neo has a garrison there, and has that middle stretch of land as well. Skippy continuing to reinforce the middle, has a barracks coming up. Rob collecting resources from the middle and shoring up his defenses to help out Matt. Up top, pcap has that secondary supply, and the garrison tents. One Gatling cannon up. Still hasn't captured the oil yet. Matt has a war factory now as well. We'll see what kind of tanks he builds to try and counter the Gatling tanks that pcap is bringing in. Pcap going for the airfield, has his propaganda center started. Now SS sending in a load of toxin tractors and some RPG troopers. Late to getting to the middle, but hoping to make a push now. Pancake looks like he wasn't trying to do the middle either, but he does have a secondary economy up and running already, as well as his propaganda center going. And Neo starting on his secondary economy as well, has his palace up and running. Rob was nice enough to send a dragon tank all the way down to the south side to help out Scottagorn. Probably seeing that matchup between Scottagorn and Neo. Probably seeing that one favored towards Neo, so wanting to help out Scottagorn any way he can, even though Rob's up the map a little ways.
Search and destroy.
Up top. So Matt decided to build ranged units of Inferno Cannons. Pcap, no tanks in the area to help out. Even if he did have the tanks, they would have to contend with those bunkers. They would not be able to get through. So for right now, he's just going to have to give up ground, and I think probably give up his supply. Unless he's got a group coming in, or maybe some MiGs. He's got an Inferno Cannon of his own. Matt's got 3 already, so he's got the jump. Yep, there it goes. pcap decides to back off and just give him the ground for now. Neo brings in a buggy, but Scottagorn had anticipated the buggies from Neo and has an Avenger there and a Tomahawk. So, 1 Humvee, 1 Avenger, and 1 Tomahawk with another Tomahawk on the way. Now building a closer fire base. Neo, seeing the Avenger, brings in the Marauder to deal with the Avenger. But with 2 Tomahawks, they're able to deal with the Marauder and take out the buggy. Now Pancake sending in a Dragon tank of his own. Decides better of it. So over here, Neo and Pancake have their secondary supplies going. Pancake is building a small defense there, even though it looks like Skippy's a little close for comfort. Neo's got that bridge defended, so Skippy or Rob can't just walk right across. But still, very light defenses here on top, but I think Matt and pcap are focused more on this very top side as opposed to coming through the middle. Matt has destroyed pcap's supply, and he must be content with that, not trying to push on here towards pcap's defenses. Probably doesn't want to lose his Inferno Cannons to planes, getting too far ahead of his defenses. Rob now, Rob and Matt making a pair of China artillery, clearing out the middle. Matt working on pcap, and Rob now working on Neo's defenses that he has set up here. So looking at the top, it looks like Matt didn't send in his Inferno Cannons, he sent in his Gatling tanks. And he must have lost a couple of them. I know I saw 3 of them there before. Not able to quite get to that nuke cannon, decides to bring in his Infernos instead. But they are set up right where that thing was firing. Maybe he wanted them to drive around the other side of the bunker. That might have been a little more helpful. That's going to be a costly mistake for Matt. And pcap might be able to gain quite a bit of ground off of that one shot, taking out 3 Inferno Cannons. So now Rob able to push in, and that's Skippy even brings in a nuke cannon, so yeah, the fact that Pancake wasn't bringing in a whole bunch of defenses in the middle, and SS wasn't building a whole bunch of defenses in the middle, means that Neo's handling that defense all by himself. With those defenses taken out now, Rob flying at Helix over the middle, undisturbed by those stinger sights that used to be there. Looking for a good place to put the Lotus. And as GLA, you have very limited options for how to discover stealth. You have to have radar vans. It's about your only option besides defenses. And Rob is China infantry. This Lotus is going to be even stronger. It's going to capture buildings more quickly. They're right there. Yeah, there's nothing strong enough to take her down. Even though she was right in front of them, she just gets to run away. So, Scottagorn's over here working on Neo's defenses with the Tomahawks, slowly, one at a time. Meanwhile, Rob's in the back of his base, starting to pump out tanks. taking one building at a time. Now working on the black markets. pcap was able to take up this entire top hill, I'm guessing just with that one nuke cannon. And yeah, the tide really did turn when he took out those 3 Inferno cannons at one time. Also took out a couple of Gatling tanks as well. I think Matt's been trying to work on this Overlord for a while, seeing its health down, but eggs aren't enough to take it out. Down south side, Scottagorn feels it. Neo's defenses are wearing thin, so he decides to push through this army. Let's see what Rob's able to accomplish up here with just the Lotus and 1 arms dealer that hasn't gone down yet. He's taken 3 black markets, the command center's gone, and now he's pumping out Scorpion tanks as well. So I remember being very confused when I was trying to target those tanks and I couldn't, but well, I just accepted it, moved on and destroyed something else. Up top, pcap's in Matt's base now. Matt looks like he's relying on the MiGs to defend his base. Doesn't look like he has a whole lot else. That might have been even from Rob, it looks like. I think that was coming from Rob's base, coming up to help. So pcap making good progress in Matt's base here. Top of the map, but here at the bottom, Scottagorn plus Rob's Black Lotus have almost finished off Neo's base. Here comes the Toxic Tractors. It's not a great matchup for them. They would do great against these Rangers coming in if they can reach them in time. The Humvees and the Tomahawks, however, I think are going to have a good time. And 1 Overlord from Pancake goes down pretty quick as well, with another one coming in. So pcap's army is getting harassed from Rob, sending in units. Sent in a Helix, sending in these Inferno cannons. I don't know where they're going, but he's probably half focused up there and half focused down here at the bottom. And it looks like pcap's army is just about mopped up with that combined force of Rob plus whatever Matt can do to help out. So Scottagorn pushing into Pancake's base now, but seeing these Overlords coming in, doesn't want those Avengers and Tomahawks to face them alone. Rob has stolen that supply stash. There's the pistol defenders coming in. Those plus the Tomahawks should be enough for these Overlords. So Neo was able to survive. He did rebuild back in Pancake's base. Decent force there. A couple of Marauders and a couple of quad cannons. They just have to close the distance to these Tomahawks and make it past the missile defenders, which is no easy task. So over in the middle, Skippy's base, or Skippy's troops rather, are continuing to push in. They're enjoying not having that line of defenses from Neo. Just dealing with these Overlords from Pancake. But that line of Overlords that he has, plus the new cannons in the back, that is a nice force, well-balanced force there. Be able to clean up the middle of the map while Scottagorn's going through the back. It looks like pcap up here was even pushed back from where he was, and Matt was able to regroup and sent in a group of battle masters now to deal with them. So pcap getting ganged up on the top of the map. Here's a supply stash from Neo, so he's not going to go down for a while. Here down at the bottom, Scottagorn still pushing towards the middle of Pancake's base and taking out Neo's offensive input at the same time. Here comes some more scorpions from Rob, it looks like. Maybe he rebuilt the arms dealer there. Might as well have a closer base to where you're going. And that's about it for Pancake. I think he did see the match. Skippy's army pushes on to the north, towards pcap. Scottagorn's going to keep on going through the backside, through SS's base. Got some bigs from Skippy, it looks like. So yeah, Skippy must be helping to gang up on pcap as well. There's the nuke. So this game was in pcap's favor on the top, but Matt's allies, I think mostly Rob, was able to come in and help him out quickly enough that Matt's base was not completely wiped out and not completely crippled. Matt was actually even able to rebuild and send battle masters against pcap and push him back with help from Rob. Now on the south side, Scottagorn was facing off against Neo for that south hill, and when Rob sent in that Black Lotus over the top with the Helix, that was what caused enough distraction from Neo. He couldn't do anything about Scottagorn pushing on his front line, and they were able to use that momentum to go through the other backs of the bases, Pancake and SS as well. So Rob doing a good job of helping Matt out and helping Scottagorn out at the bottom of the map as well. At the same time focusing two very different spots on the map. And I do remember Rob complaining about losing buildings after he captured them, they would be destroyed instantly. Yep, he's moving on. Decides not to capture it and have it be destroyed right away. Nope, not going to capture that one either. This left team holding on for a good long time. A lot of times you'll see them give up before this, but on this day they let the right team graciously destroy almost all of their buildings. Helps to add to those buildings destroyed numbers that you love to get, so that was very kind of them. Matt able to get back in the game after being almost taken out by pcap. He's got another force coming in here, Battle Masters and Gatling tanks, so he was able to recover nicely. And Neo, even though he was kind of the first one taken out by that Lotus, is going to end up almost being the last one, but he surrenders. one building back here in the corner from SS, probably given to him by somebody else. And that does it.
You are victorious.
So kind of a quick game, really. I think that Excalibur leads to some quicker games. People are lined up right next to each other, and it seems like if someone can get an early jump on their opponent, it's not typically a map where you see a whole bunch of secondary resources going up and super weapons. You don't see a lot of long games here, it seems like. So not a ton of supplies collected from anyone, but Rob had the most. Probably his base was undisturbed and had a lot of hackers going in the back there, 90,000. And looking at the most buildings destroyed, Skip was able to clean out the middle with all those defenses and all the buildings of Pancake and SS that they had there. Ran through with his Overlords and nuke cannons. That was a really good combo, having the Overlords protect the nuke cannons there. And then Scottagorn running through the backs of Neo's and Pancake's and SS's bases, got 22 as well. Most units created Scottagorn by quite a bit. I was pumping out lots of infantry to back up my army as we were running through the backs of bases, and so that's where a lot of those came from. Robbed quite a few as well. And SS, the next one after that. Units destroyed goes to pcap. 102 and only lost 52, so had a good game, but wasn't able to quite finish off Matt before help arrived. That about does it for this replay. Thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time.